welcome you back to Northview Academy Stadium here tonight. Beautiful night. Once again, want to thank our pregame sponsor, Clabough's Campground. I'll get it out in a minute. Located in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge.
Don't miss your high school sports game of the week when the Northview Academy Cougars take on the West Greene Buffaloes. Live on your high school sports Facebook. Brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Brandon, let's talk a little bit about what we expect to see tonight. You've got two fantastic players in Northview Academy, Campground, who is just a beast at 300 pounds. When you watch film, he's strong, he creates holes, he plugs holes. And then you have Andy Rudder, who just has a tremendous motor, blocks like a bully on the line, and carries out his blocks so well. Coach Anderson referred to him sort of being the heart of this offensive line. If there's one thing that you know about the wing T, and that is if you can control the guards, you control the game. Talk to me a little bit about what you expect to see out of these two lines tonight.
It's going to be really interesting to see because Northview, again, like we talked about, is probably going to have a size advantage. They're probably going to be the more athletic team, but we've seen Northview not necessarily make the most of that athleticism in the past. And that wing T really presses you to, you have to be disciplined. You have to have good technique. You've got to play assignment football because if you lose somebody instead of a 3 or 4 yard gain, it can be a 50-yard house call because everybody's running to the wrong man.
You know, one of the things I also wanted to talk with you, I know that, Brandon, you're active on the recruiting trail, and we do want to talk about that tonight. I also want to talk about, because you always hear coaches say, you see the biggest improvement in teams between the first and second game of the year. Talk to me about some of those adjustments that you can make between what you think your football team is and once reality sets in and you sort of have a feeling of, hey, this is what we are.
Well, you've coached, you understand this better than most. That first game is the first time you're seeing live rounds against somebody else in a game situation. Now, you can practice, you can run scout team, you can run ones against ones, you can run practice however you want to, but there's no substitute for actual game snaps. They're worth more than anything else. That's why experience matters so much in this sport. And that first game, it's your first game seeing a live opponent. It's first real opponent of the season, and you got to figure out, okay, do we look as good as I thought we did in practice? Is this guy holding up? Is the moment too big for him? You also have a lot of guys, it's their first time starting, or it's their first time in a new position. These are still kids. These are young men. They're out here. They're a lot of them in this situation for the first time, maybe in a new position, maybe a new captain, maybe you're a senior this year and you're not used to being that leader. And so it may take a week to figure out what your role is and how to step up from that. Plus you get that first week of film.
You know, one of the things too that I want to speak to you tonight as we sort of look on the other side, and that's over at West Greene. There's a few players over there that I think I'm excited to see tonight. Number 44, Wyatt Moody, who they call Doc, is 5'6", 185 pounds. He is just a tank. Low point of gravity, hard to pull down. He's going to be a handful tonight. So they do have some weapons. And the other kid that I'm excited about is number 1, Ethan Turner, 3-sport athlete, including tennis. He's a weight room warrior, just 4'7", 40 for an outside linebacker. So they have some gifted players as well.
They've got their talent. They are able to make plays. It's going to be interesting to see how they hang with Northview in this thing. And, again, a lot of these West Greene guys, one of the things I think is going to get underrated, these guys tackle and hit hard. They're able to grind.
Once again, we are about 2 minutes now from kickoff. We'll come back in just a few minutes with our final thoughts on tonight's game. Let me mention once more our pregame sponsor tonight is Clabough's Campground, the #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
We are live back here just moments away from kickoff tonight. Brandon, give me your final thoughts about this game this evening.
I'm really interested to see how the tempo of these two teams go. The offenses are going to have an important part to play in this, so we'll see how this goes.
Konzinski on the kickoff. And that is snuffed out quick. Return to about the 19-yard line.
Nice coverage. I think something we may watch tonight, though. Looked like your return man slipped down a little bit there. We know we had some rain earlier. We know it's very humid. Turf field, you know, you may be a little slick tonight. That might be something to keep an eye on.
Return man there on the return, Hunter Gregg.
It's going to be so interesting to see these two styles of offense clash up against one another. I'm really excited to see this. Whoever controls the tempo is probably going to win this game.
I agree. Quarterback back, and there's your wing tee. In motion, there goes Tyler Moody. And a pass start off the game. And we're looking at about a 3-yard pickup right there. Maybe closer to 4 or 5, actually, after the spot.
About a 5-yard gain. I think the last thing Northview probably expected was for West Greene to come out throwing, even on a little short pass like that. That's a little wrinkle to their offense, and you talked about your quarterback last week. Had gone 3 of 8. Now you get him an easy completion to start the game, help build his confidence.
2nd and 5 here, ball on the 24-yard line. Quarterback back in the shotgun, handoff, and not much going right there. That was maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
That was just a green wall. There wasn't any chance on that. The West Greene offensive line just got pushed back into the backfield. Yeah, this is not exactly where West Greene wants to be, Ron. Third and more than 3 or 4 is not something they're really excited about.
That's the issue with that wing tee. It's hard to get sometimes that big yardage. Dawson Daniels continues back in shotgun, and we have a, what do you think, Brandon? False start?
Looks like it was going to be a false start call. Yep. And now West Greene's really where they don't want to be. 3rd and long.
You know, we talked pregame about Dawson Daniels and having to put the ball up some more. And I think we're going to have to see that right here.
Yeah, he's. I mean, 3rd and 10. It's going to be difficult to run for 10 on this Northview defense when they know it's coming. Daniel's going to be asked to step up here.
Jimenez and Marshall, your 2 outstanding linemen on the left side. And there's the ball's on the ground. Northview has recovered.
The pressure off the edge made that John Reagan, number 10, came off the left side. He was completely free. He didn't get the sack, but he forced the quarterback up into the pocket, into his defensive tackle's arms, and that forced the fumble. And there's that ball security on a humid, wet night.
I believe that might have been Evan Pottinger there. The coach talked to us, Coach Anderson, making the recovery right there. Northview takes over. Looks like they're an I. Not much there, maybe a yard or 2.
And now let's see how quickly they get back to the line, how quickly they line back up, because we know their tempo is important to them.
I believe that's Gildersleeve right there. Tyler Gildersleeve, who's a little bit slow getting up. Boy, you don't want to see that.
No, you hate to see anybody get hurt, but especially this early in the game. If you're Northview, you don't want to be losing anybody, especially this early in the game.
No, he was 19 for 134 yards last week, so he got the bulk of the carries.
He's a huge part of your offense. It looks like he's trying to stay in. Nope. Now they're going to get him out.
Yeah, that's a good sign, though. He's putting weight on it. DJ Thompson back with a 3-receiver set here. Jabriah Atha stays in the backfield with him. Nice pickup.
Clean pocket, stepped up, drove the ball into a tight window, positive yards. You're already starting out in the red zone. Gotta love that if you're a Northview fan.
Karen Dumas there on the reception. That is a Clabough's Campground first down. Handoff. Another good pickup right there. We'll spot him at about the 2-yard line, I believe.
He didn't get touched by anyone until he was about 6 yards upfield. If you're Northview, you got to feel great about that between the tackles. Oh, busted play.
Not quite sure what happened there. Just missed some communication, I would guess.
Nice pressure there from West Greene, able to come in. We've seen the blitzes make impacts early, but still, 2nd and goal inside the 5.
DJ Thompson back, little inside handoff, and there is your touchdown. Your touchdown tonight is sponsored by Sevier County Electric System.
And Ron, that was a touchdown in touch football. They didn't lay a hand on him. He just ran his head into the goalpost.
Waiting to see a number on that. Did you catch the number right there?
I wasn't able to. It looks like we got the officials making a call of some kind. Looks like a face mask on West Greene.
Yeah. I'm guessing that will be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, if you're Northview, this has got to be just as well as you could have hoped to have started. You get a turnover on your first defensive drive and then turn it into a touchdown on offense.
Kozniski on the kick, and it is partially blocked.
Well, I spoke too soon. Maybe not as well as you could have started. Now, we talked earlier about West Greene being able to come out, control the tempo with that run game. The flip side of that is, if they struggle, if they sputter, this Northview offense can rack up a lot of yards and a lot of points in a hurry, and West Greene is not a team built for a big comeback.
That's the issue with that wing T offense, is it's time control, and it makes play calling a little bit easier, particularly on your quarterback. But as far as if you get behind by a couple touchdowns, it can be problematic.
Yeah, you really want to stay close to your opponent. You would really love to have about a 2-score lead and just grind down clock, limit their possessions. But when you're playing a team like Northview, you got to make every possession count. You can't come up with those empty possessions because they can make it add up on you in a hurry.
So here we are with 8 minutes and a half left in the first quarter. It is 6-0 Northview Academy over West Greene. Once again, Kozniski lining up for your kickoff. Let's see if we can figure out who is deep.
West Greene's going to have to send somebody out first.
Austin Franklin is back, and so is Jaden Gregg. Jaden is the twin brother of Hunter Gregg, the other starting tailback.
Knuckleball kick.
Yep. Good coverage there on not a great kick. Starting position looks to be about the 23-yard line.
You see Northview so far tonight. They look disciplined.
Yes.
They look like they're playing their assignments. This is a big change from what we've seen from them in the past, and I know it's something that's going to please Coach Anderson to see.
Yep. And, you know, he talked about that all week long. We've got to take care of what we do. Not worry about the other team, but focus on what we do.
Well, that's so important, really, for any team, is most teams are looking for a mistake to take advantage of. If you don't give them one, you become a lot harder to beat.
Hand off to Hunter Gregg. And that is sniffed out. That was a slew of defenders on that tackle.
There was just a lot of Greene. Gregg's going to be coming back to his offensive line going, fellas, I need you to block at least a few of them. Because I don't believe they got anybody that time. Northview had fantastic penetration.
And the name that Coach Anderson brought to my attention, I believe, was in on that tackle first. It may have been the Evan Pottinger player, who is just a fantastic ball player.
You can tell from looking at him that he knows what he's doing. He's going to be an impressive football player here in this end position nearest to us on the camera.
On the snap, to the pass. That's a little bit out of the reach of your receiver there. I believe that may have been Hunter Gregg or number 1, Ethan Turner there.
That was a nice ball by the quarterback for West Greene. He really put that up there. That's a very catchable pass. There was enough contact there that I think West Greene may have had a case for wanting some pass interference. If he can throw balls like that, if he can put it in a position where his receivers can make plays, they've got a chance to make this Northview defense back up and open up their running lanes.
Yeah, I agree, Brandon. I think there was some contact there. So here we are again. Dawson Daniels back in the shotgun in your wing tee. 3 receiver set. Scrambling around, and he goes down. That is a Northview Academy sack. I'm looking on a player right there. Chris Gibbons on the sack there.
Chris Gibbons made the sack. John Reagan, number 10, again came off that left side. He came clean, and he forced the quarterback to move. That's twice he's not made a tackle, but he's made a man move.
Brandon, we talked about the size difference in between these two lines to start the game tonight, and I think you're seeing some of it.
Yeah, and here we've got another penalty. We might. Nope.
Waved it off.
Boy, if you're West Greene, you are putting a lot on your defense now, because they're probably going to be out here on another short field.
4th and 12. There's your snap. Pretty good punt. Fielded at midfield by your returner, Karam Dermaz, and returns it all the way to the West Greene 25-yard line.
You want to talk about moves? We saw quickness. We saw the ability to shake and avoid guys. We saw the power to run through arm tackles, the spin, the quickness. It was all there. That's a dangerous punt return. And now Northview 5 yards from the red zone. Your average starting field position in this first quarter for Northview is about the West Greene 22.
You talked about how well this game has started for Northview. We can flip it. This has not started well at all for West Greene.
No, the Buffaloes, this has gone about as badly for them as they could. They need their defense to make a stand here in a big way.
Here in the spread. There's your pass, and he's wide open. That's number 15, Jaden Rutherford, on the touchdown. That is another Sevier County Electric System touchdown.
And there wasn't anything fancy about that at all, Ron. He just reared back. It was a straight go route. He cooked the corner, and it was a touchdown.
Are we bringing this back? We are bringing this back, Brandon.
I've still not seen any kind of call from the official.
I've not seen any call.
I never saw a flag, to be honest.
And if there was a call, it was late.
I never saw the call on this one, Ron. I'm not sure why they're backing them up.
Well, here we at the six-minute mark in the first quarter, and Northview starts from their own 35 now. There's your inside handoff. Number 5, Jabari Atta. I know Coach Anderson talked with me about him. Just a great kid, good blocker, strong runner, a little bit more shifty than Gildersleeve, but Gildersleeve and Atta are a real complement to each other.
Well, and you've got to have multiple backs if you're going to run this much.
There's another inside handoff. Boy, they trust their tackles, don't they?
Yeah. They are going to be coming up. They're trusting this offensive line to blow some holes open. I wouldn't be surprised. I know it's 3rd and long here, but I wouldn't be stunned to see them take another shot deep the way they have cooked that corner earlier.
So we got about 3rd and 6 here, and the ball is located on about the 20-yard line here for Northview. Thompson back, receives a snap. Good pickup on the block there by number 6. Pass incomplete to number 45, Richard Bell Jr.
And he had first down yardage too. You got to catch those. So
what do you do here, Brandon?
I was going to say, you already had an extra point blocked. It may be time to, you're up 7. Worst case scenario, you have a chance to pin West Greene deep.
Yeah.
If you're able to pick it up, keep going, or maybe even score.
Thompson back to receive the snap. 3 receivers set with your lone tailback. Fakes the handoff, and he is wide open. Jabriah Atta. Touchdown, Northview. Number 5, Jabriah Atta there. That is a Sevier County Electric System touchdown.
And you want to talk about wide open. Everybody went with the fake. They brought him in motion from the backfield across in front of the quarterback away from the first fake. He just leaked out into the flat, was wide open all the way to the end zone.
Number 9 on kick, Kuzniski, and it is good. So your new score with 5:11 left in your first quarter is your Cougars 13 and West Greene nothing. Let's go ahead and take a break now and pay some bills.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Kickoff there by Kaniski, returned by Hunter Gregg to, let's say, about the 27-yard line. Okay, Brandon, you're down by 13. What do you do? What do you do if you're West Greene right here?
If you're West Greene, you got to remember who you are. You got to remember where your bread's buttered. Don't get cute. Don't overthink this. Line up. Run your offense. You've got to do what you do. You don't want to let this get any further out of control. So you need to take some time off the clock here, and you need points.
I agree. This isn't desperation mode quite yet for West Greene, but you've got to be smart here. You've got to take care of the football, of course, and you've got to get some first downs.
You're about one score away from it being desperation mode for West Greene.
I agree with that.
They need some kind of points here. They really need just something positive on offense because they've really not had anything at all so far.
It's a beautiful night here. I guess it's probably in the low 80s. You've got some humidity tonight, but just a gorgeous night for football.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite stadiums to come to. I go to high school football stadiums all over the southeast. Coming here to Northview is always one of my favorites. The view from the press box here is just fantastic. It's a wonderful facility. It's a beautiful place. It's just always so much fun to come here. One of my favorite schools we get to cover.
I know I definitely want to talk to you about recruiting it, but some potential Tennessee recruits that you've seen on the road this year. When we get our next big break in action, we may talk a little bit about that.
I will be glad to. We've had a chance to see some outstanding players so far this season already.
You've got a freshman starting on the D-line for Northview, number 68, Jacob Rice, 6'1". Give him a shout out. Dawson Daniels back Received the snap. And there's your pressure again. Does roll out, find a bit of a hole, and then he is just crushed by number 25. That is Jamal Baker, the senior, 5'10", 212 pounds.
And the guy that started the whole thing, Evan Pottinger, off that left end, he beat his tackle to the outside, used his hands, ripped through, flushed the quarterback up, and even though it looked like he was going to have an opportunity to run for a minute, he just ran into a wall.
We have a player down. I'm waiting to see a number here. You know, while we were waiting, I went last year to Saw Power with Walter Nolan, and boy, when you've got a big defensive end, he can do a lot of damage and cause a lot of stress. We're going to go ahead and take a break from our action right now as West Greene deals with the down player. We'll be back in just a moment.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
We're back. 4.5 minutes left in your first quarter. 13-0. Northview is up over West Greene. There's your interception right there. Picked off by number 6 for Northview, I believe. Is that Tyler Gildersleeve on the interception?
I believe it was, and we've talked about it already, but give credit to John Reagan, number 10. Again, he came off that left side completely unblocked and forced that bad throw.
That was a Sevier County, off the interception, that was a Sevier County Electric System touchdown right there. The power behind our community. Here's your extra point. Boy, I've already called out Jimmy Kaczynski's name about 6 or 7 times in the first quarter. He's your kicker.
Yeah, he is having a busy night. Northview's got to be thrilled with how this is going.
Line drive kick, but it's good. And at 4:14, we stand at 20-0 Northview Cougars over your West Greene Buffaloes.
That was a fantastic interception. Again, Northview has found something against West Greene that they liked in film because they've been bringing John Reagan, number 10, off the left side of the defense all night long, and they've not been able to pick him up yet. Northview's found something they like there. They've been stacking him and Pottinger up on the same side, and that's just more than West Greene seems like they can block.
Yep.
I don't know if you can shift your line that far that way or not, but those two guys are getting penetration. Anytime West Greene's done anything besides just turn around and hand it off, Reagan's been in the backfield all night, and then great interception, great to finish the play.
Yep, that was a very strong. And Coach told me about Gildersleeve, the athlete that he is, and the presence that he carries on the field. And we just saw it there. Big play.
And finished hard. You know,
finished hard.
He had a chance to get knocked out near the goal line, and he wasn't going to be denied.
Kaczynski back again for your kickoff. Line drive kick. Fielded by, muffed a little bit by number 2. That's Austin Franklin. And he gets back to about the 10-yard line. So, Brandon, you talked just a minute ago Wasn't quite panic mode yet. We are on the panic line right now.
Yeah, especially after you muff that kickoff and you're backed up at your own 10 again, you've got to get some first downs.
Yep.
Or else you're going to give Northview a dangerously short field again. If West Greene wants to stay in this game, they got to do something here.
Yeah, you've got to do something to just at least quiet the momentum a little bit.
Just get your offense going, get something going right, because right now these poor West Greene Buffaloes are wondering how many black cats they crossed on the way out here. They just can't seem to get anything going.
Dawson Daniels back to receive your snap. There's your inside handoff to number 10. That maybe gets a yard. Hunter Gregg there. They just don't seem to be creating any gaps at all.
Nothing at all, and Northview is not afraid of their pass at all. The safety, Jamal Baker, is the guy that stepped up and made that tackle. And again, that's the second time we've seen him come in and just lay the hammer to somebody. When you've got a safety coming up and playing like that, playing that aggressive against the run, if you're on offense, you got to do something to get him out of the box.
This is a catch-22 right now for them, because if you know if you're West Greene, you'd like to widen your gaps out with your offensive linemen, but you just don't feel like you can do it right now.
Oh.
Mason McCamey received a snap right there, and that was snuffed out after the handoff to Doc Wyatt, and that may have lost us a yard or two.
Jamal Baker there, Pottinger there, just a host of Cougars in the backfield on that one. Looked like they tried a fake motion coming to the boundary and tried to go back to the wide side of the field. It was slow developing. Northview got in the backfield, and that was just all there was to it.
This is same song, different verse, but West Greene just continues to get backed up.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way. You've got to do something to get this going your way.
And I'm guessing Mason McCamey's in there at quarterback right now to maybe just give him a spark. There's your pass. And that reception, as I'm waiting for...
Yep.
No, they're saying that's a good reception right there.
What a great job by the receiver.
Yeah, they're going to
back to that.
They're going to mark that all the way up to the 27-yard line. That is a Clabough's Campground first down.
What a fantastic play by your receiver on that.
Gosh.
Coming off. That ball was underthrown. It hung. He was open. He saw it stop, came back, dove, and got the first down. That's the longest offensive play West Greene's had by a lot tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe that provides a little bit of spark and gets them going. There's your waggle there on the backside, received by number 7, and good little cut there. Brings him close to midfield. And that's Jaden Gregg there on the reception. Very simple play, but well designed.
I think that was the same play that West Greene opened the game with, that quick little fake run motion and then dump it to the running back as he gets out in front. Created some opportunity there, some open space. And now we've seen West Greene pick up 2 straight first downs through the air. Maybe that starts to back Northview up and open up those running lanes.
Yep. Pull some of those players out of the box. That's another, by the way, Clabough's Campground first down. Ball's at the 48-yard line. There's your snap. And Doc Wyatt's got the football. And good little pickup there. He's only 5'6", but weighs about 185 pounds. He is as strong. Coach Veron told me he's about as strong as they come. Hard to bring down.
That young man is what you call short, not small.
Yes.
He is built like a bowling ball, and when he turned that corner, it kept looking like, I thought Pottinger was going to have a chance to get him from behind on the backside pursuit, and he just beat him to the far corner, had a nice run.
I played high school football with a kid shaped about like him. We called him Puck because he was wider than he was tall. Looking at your down West Greene player right here. Boy, I hope for West Greene's sake that is not the Wyatt kid. He is, as told to me by Coach Varan, Scotty Varan, that kid's sort of the heart and soul of their team, and that is Wyatt right there. But he seems to come up pretty good. Maybe just had the air knocked out of him.
Had a big hit at the end of that play. But now if you're West Greene, you don't want to lose this momentum. You've got something going. You've had a positive run play too.
Yeah, we stand at about a minute left in the first quarter, and this is the first time this evening that West Greene has even been on the Cougar side of the field. Ball stands at the 44-yard line of the Cougars. McCamey, I believe, is still in at quarterback. Greg in the backfield. Handoff between tackles. Good gain right there. That's another first down, sponsored by Clabough's Campground.
This is exactly what West Greene needed.
Yep.
You had a couple of pass plays. It looked like you were going to get stopped. You had that great third down throw and catch. Another quick first down, and now you've got your running game going. West Greene has got to be excited about this. This is just what the doctor ordered to try to get things back on track.
Bringing McCamey in's working. They seem like a different team right here.
Oh, the offense has been completely different with him in.
There's your pass. And just a little bit outside of the receiver. Your defender there had the inside position or outside position right there, and just out of his reach.
Hung that one up a little bit. He's probably fortunate that was just incomplete and that the corner was content to wall off the receiver and not try to go make a play on that one.
Number 26, Nick Schroff there on the defending that pass. And, you know, maybe that's just one of those situations right there. You throw it up, and if your wide receiver can't get it, nobody can get it.
Well, again, you want to do that instead of risking the ball right here when you're in your first possession in plus territory.
There's your handoff again, and Greg gets snuffed out. You know, he had 134 yards last week. It's been tough sledding for him today.
Yeah, Jackson Gant came up there. He made a great hit. These Northview safeties will come up and light you up. These guys they're playing downhill. They are attacking the backfield. They're looking for the run. They're looking to play it. And once they confirm it's run, they are coming as hard as they can.
And, you know, Jackson Gent, and you see it more and more, and I know that you do while you're out on the recruiting trail, and that is simply listing a player by the ATH position.
Yep.
And that's what he is. He is an athlete. Well, let's take a break here right now, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back in just a moment.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
There's Mason McCamey with the pass. And that is an unbelievable catch right there. Ethan Turner there on the reception. Boy, I'd like to see that play again. He had to be a good. What do you think his vertical was on that right there?
He was a couple feet in the air, in tight coverage, extends his arms up. Talk about high pointing the ball and going to get one.
Yeah.
Bailing your quarterback out. Fantastic catch.
This is exactly what West Greene needed. Okay, we're 11:43 in the second quarter, and it stands right now Cougars 20, West Greene 0. There's your snap. And I don't know if that was a broken play or not, Brandon, but that went nowhere in a quick way.
Yeah, that was just coming up and hoping somebody would get the linebacker in that gap, and nobody did. When you're a ball carrier and you come through and you just see that linebacker waiting in the gap, that's a bad feeling.
Yep. Real quick score update for you right now. Anderson County 21, Science Hill nothing. Knoxville Catholic 14, South Greene nothing. Both those games are in the second quarter. Here we go. Mason McCamey in at quarterback. Single back. In motion. Number 7. That is a duck. Brandon, he's lucky that wasn't picked.
He's extraordinarily fortunate that wasn't picked. However, Northview is probably lucky that came out of his hand bad, because they had the man open for a touchdown. They worked that same motion that we've seen him do on the first play and earlier in this drive, where they rolled out and dumped to the back quickly. They showed that same look and same action, but he was able to step up and fire deep. It just came out of his hand bad as a duck. He had a man open, and it would have been a touchdown if it was a good ball.
I think for the Cougars right there, Nick Schroff turned around a little bit late, but boy, you can imagine how big his eyes was when that ball was fluttering up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, McCamey back with Greg in the backfield with him. Here's your snap. Looking to pass. Good little sideline pass there. Still going. Dragging players with you. Boy, that's the fight you want to see right now if you're West Greene.
How about Ethan Turner? Makes a fantastic catch. Comes up here, he runs his route right to the stick. Smart player. Gets upfield, gets north and south, and then realizes he's going to be close, and there just were not enough Cougars to drag him down.
Head coach Scotty Varan has got to be happy with the fight that his team has shown, being down 20-0.
The Buffaloes are in a hole, but they have absolutely got no quit in them. If their offense can score here, then then the pressure comes back to your defense. Can you get a stop? Because now you've got the confidence. Now you know you can move the ball and your offense can work here.
They stay in that wing T, Brandon. Is your handoff, inside handoff to Greg. We'll see how close he gets. No signal yet. Still no signal. Austin Wampler trotted off the field there for a second. I thought he was signaling touchdown, but I think he just went to the sideline to go get the play.
Got it down to the 1. It's going to be interesting to see how this offense continues to operate for West Greene and seeing what they decide to do at quarterback. I believe that's McCamey in there. Yes, McCamey's still in there.
You have a lot of bodies in there, including Richard Bell there on the line.
He fumbled.
Recovery, West Greene, or at least I've seen no sign of a turnover yet.
I don't know if it was a bad snap or if when McCamey rushed up to take that snap from under center, but it wasn't a clean exchange. He was trying to run a quarterback sneak, and the ball just went into the dirt.
This is third down right here, Brandon. And what do you do right here?
Right now, I'm finding the way to get it to Turner 2 times, because if I've got anybody that can get a yard, that's the guy I'm banking on.
There's your snap. Rolls out looking for a receiver, and he's open. Oh, what a great play there by Karim Dermaz right there. Stretched out to make the stop.
Dermaz is a young man I got a chance to see last year. Really explosive athlete. He's got a very high ceiling. That was outstanding coverage. Came in with that left hand.
Last minute.
Yeah, and very easily could have got hit with a pass interference call there. Made great coverage, got the hand out. Textbook coverage.
His closing speed is exceptional.
Oh yes, he is a special athlete. He's a guy that Northview can lean on for big plays on offense and defense.
You know, Brandon, everywhere you go now, when you go up in the towers like we do, you see huddle up almost everywhere. That's the type of play that makes the huddle Facebook or website right there.
Yep,
that's a highlight.
That is. There is a defensive. Dermaz is already going to be excited, because when he comes back and he's got the opportunity to look over this on tape, he knows that's going to be a good moment in the film room.
Yep. Well, we stand here at 8 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the second quarter. It says on the ball or on the scoreboard that the ball's at the 1 yard line. I think it's closer to about the 2 right here. But nonetheless, if you're West Greene, you've got to go for it here.
You've got to go for this, and I know that you normally have Turner out as a receiver. I don't know that I wouldn't find a way to hand him this ball, or I would find the biggest running back I've got and just send it straight up the middle.
Brandon, if you're West Greene, you think about an RPO right here maybe?
I think it crosses your mind, but right now you've got the opportunity. Dance with who brung you. Your offense is built to get short yardage. Come out here, do what you do best, punch this thing in.
Real quick update on the scoreboard right here. Greenville 7, Granger nothing in the second quarter. There's your snap inside, quarterback keeper, and I don't see a signal, Brandon. Nope, there it is, late touchdown.
Boy, that was late and that was close.
That touchdown brought to you by Sevier County Electric Systems, the power behind our community. Boy, if you're West Greene, that's exactly what you needed right there.
Also, if you're West Greene, you're really glad there's not replay in high school football, because that would have got reviewed in a hurry. Great play, great hustle. You needed that touchdown in the worst way.
Yeah, that call on that touchdown was late. Very late. Here's your kickoff right now. I've called Konitzky's name a whole bunch of times for West Greene tonight. I believe that's blocked. Didn't even get a chance to call the kicker's name.
I believe that was Richard Bell that got up there and got that block, number 45.
Kicker right there was Kaylee Nagel. Well, we stand at 8:16 in the second quarter. Let's go ahead and take a break. This is your high school sports. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System, we are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Yeah, they did.
What a huge turn of events there, Ron. We were away on our commercial break, but we had the kickoff from West Greene. Northview had an up-back take it up on a hop and lost the ball late. And now the Buffaloes have got it. They have the short field now. They have the momentum.
This game has turned. That was Jamal Baker there, number 25, on the turnover. I'm not so sure, by the way, Brandon, that ball wasn't just going to skip out of bounds.
I understand trying to get on it when you're not sure, but if you run a risk fielding that, and now you really let West Greene back in this game.
Well, you're relying right now, if you're Coach Anderson, on your line to just create some pressure. And Greg, I believe, there on the handoff, and we'll give him about 4 or 5 right there on that first play.
West Greene will take that on first down all night long.
Yep. We stand here at the 7:52 mark. Cougars 20, West Greene 6 in the second quarter. Ball is marked officially at the 26-yard line, which will bring up second down and 6. McCamey remains back in quarterback. Greg is to his left. We got a 2-receiver set. Ethan Turner on the outside.
Wow, what a throw.
Jaden Gregg there, the twin brother, on the reception.
You know, we've given McCamey a little bit of a hard time for a couple of the ducks he's thrown. That was a bullet. That was in a tight window, and he put it right on his man in the hands for a huge first down.
That is a Clabough's Campground first down. Boy, you know those two Gregg brothers must have gotten after each other when they were young.
Oh, they had to.
You get two brothers like that, twins, two athletic brothers, they just make each other better.
Compete against all the time.
There's the other Gregg brother on the inside handoff. And that hole, which appeared to be there for just a moment, closed very quickly.
And John Reagan again on the tackle. Number 10, he may not have made a lot of tackles tonight, but John Reagan has been all over the place for Northview. I'm telling you, Mason McCamey is going to be checking under his bed and in his closet tonight for John Reagan to make sure he's not waiting there to get him. That's how often he's been back there chasing
We've
him.
called his name a lot. That's the benefit of having an Evans Pottinger back there. He makes everybody just a little bit better and opens up some spots because he gains so much attention.
Precisely. Let's see if they bring that pressure off the far side again.
There's your shotgun. Wide open Greg right there. Down to about the 2-yard line.
And if you're West Greene, you've got 2 chances to get 2 yards. You got to feel good about this. And something else we've seen, Mason McCamey has been very efficient throwing the ball tonight.
He has. He's been the spark that they needed.
Yeah, this offense, I don't know that they had positive yardage before they put him in. They've been able to move the ball, and yeah, he had the ball come out of his hand bad. He had that duck. He had one that he underthrew. He may not be a necessarily extremely polished passer, but he's been very effective tonight. Yep. He's been what's opened their offense up. 3rd down and
3. I'm not quite sure if they can get a first down or not right here before the touchdown. Lots of pressure. Boy, if that's incomplete, he got very lucky.
Nope, I think they called it an interception.
Oh, that's a bad decision. We talked earlier tonight about setting your feet while you're in the pocket.
Yeah, and McCamey felt the pressure. He was going back. He threw off his back foot. What he's really going to be sick about when he looks back at film on Monday is Ethan Turner was running an out route up to the top of the field, and when he made his break, he was open. Instead of throwing back across his body, if he had thrown to his right, he had a man. But a huge stop for Northview.
And, you know, one of the things we talk about at the quarterback spot, we talk about climbing the ladder. That's a case where the pocket was there. He just needed to move up and find it.
And he had a man. He had his security blanket receiver open for the score. Learning opportunity, but it's a tough lesson right now.
Yep. Nick Schrock in the backfield with DJ Thompson receiving the snap. Fake handoff on the roundabout.
Oh, mercy.
Number 15, and he's got some space. That's Jaden Rutherford right there. That's going to be a Clabough's Campground first down for the Cougars.
And you want to talk about having green grass on that reverse. When he turned the corner for a minute, I thought he might go. West Greene was able to recover and get him out of bounds, but for a minute I thought that might have been a score.
Gone. Ball spotted at the Cougar 44-yard line. There's your snap. I'm not quite sure if that was a broken play, but he's trying to make a little bit out of nothing. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that play was dead in the water. He made about 2 fakes to guys that weren't there and still got back to the line of scrimmage. It just happens sometimes. And again, it may not seem like much, but for a quarterback, when you have a blown play like that, when there was miscommunication, something went wrong, and instead of a 5 or 6 yard loss or a turnover, you're able to minimize any negative play, get it back to the line of scrimmage. That's worth a lot.
Brandon, we're at the 5:22 mark here in the second quarter, but boy, you just feel like that pick right there was a huge game-changing play. One that we might look back on later tonight.
I mean, if West Greene makes that catch for a touchdown, they are right back in this game. As it stands now, their defense has got to come up again.
Now, this is one of the things Coach Anderson talked about was the penalties and not getting backed up. Now, all of a sudden, you're 1st and 20, which makes you a little bit more predictable. There's your handoff to number 5, Jabri Atha, and he looks as though maybe he gets 3. Let's bring up 2nd down and 17. The score remains Cougars 20, West Greene 6. Roughly 4:50 left in the second quarter. Ball at the 29-yard line. In motion is number 6.
That was what we like to call a hospital ball. That was going to be a bubble screen to the inside, but Tyler Gildersleeve may have been better off that he didn't catch that, because there were a couple of West Greene Buffaloes waiting on him if he did.
Yeah, that he was going to get lit up. I think that may have been the sophomore there, Dalton Biggs. I heard his name called out several times this year and talked to about Coach Anderson, how he's progressing as a wide receiver. If he'd have caught that ball, that progression would have come to a clear halt.
Yes, a very emphatic halt. That was I understand the call. I like the idea of a screen pass there, but man, West Greene just had that thing sniffed out. He's genuinely better off he didn't catch that, because they would have lost yards and maybe a receiver.
For West Greene, we see Jaden Gregg down on the field. Cramps, you think, Brandon?
This is a pickle juice kind of night, Ron.
Yes, it is.
You're going to see a lot of cramps. It's early in the season. It's warm. It's humid. It's very muggy. It's cooling off some now, but it was a warm day earlier.
It was.
I think you're going to see some cramps and go through a lot of the pickle juice this evening.
Yep. I asked Ralph last week, it was a little bit before his time. You were a big old lineman like me. Did you drink the pickle juice?
Oh, yeah.
Make you drink? Oh, yeah. I hated pickle juice. Oh, my goodness. I still won't eat pickles because I was forced to drink pickle juice when I was a kid.
See, I was the opposite. I started liking them. I just drink pickle juice every now and then now because I enjoy it.
I'll say this at the very least, Brandon. It looks as though West Greene has calmed down a little bit.
It looks like they've calmed down. It's looked like that on that touchdown and even on the turnover, they realized they can trade with these guys.
Yes. Thompson in the backfield receives the snap. Gildersleeve stays in the block. You have a receiver open. That's number 44, Evan Puttiger. On reception, he takes it to midfield. Is that enough for a first down?
I believe that last lunge through a safety got him a first.
That is a Clabough's Campground first down for the Cougars.
On about, what, 3rd and 16?
Yes.
And he was stopped 2 yards short, and he just drugged people and went through people to get that first down.
There was nothing soft there. That was good coverage. That was just all him. Inside handoff there on the motion. Number 6, and maybe gets a yard there. That's Tyler Gildersleeve. We called his name quite a bit tonight.
We have, and boy, Wyatt Moody stepped up and delivered a shot right there. That was a nice tackle on a really dangerous athlete. He stepped up, form tackle, wrap up, take him down. That's all you can ask for your defensive players coming against that run.
You love seeing a 5'6" player out there just laying it on the line.
Just laying people out, too.
Similar play. I think we've got a pre-snap penalty right here, which I believe is on the Cougars. I'm assuming they'd be offsides.
We'll see here. Oh, calling offsides on the Buffaloes.
Yeah.
And if you're West Greene, that's not what you wanted to do.
Nope.
You had North Greene in 2nd and long. You played good defense on first down. Now they're in 2nd and medium.
And the problem with that, Brandon, as you well know, it opens up the playbook.
2nd and short, middle of the field. I wouldn't be surprised to see a shot.
Yeah. There's your handoff to Atta, and he gets very close to your first down. I'm waiting for the sign. No sign yet, maybe. There's your first down. That's a Clabough Campground first down for your Cougars. They're just methodically marching down the field right now.
Yeah, they're taking a page out of West Greene's playbook right here. They're trying to hold on to this ball, eat up a lot of clock, and score.
Well, we've seen that down. We're now down to about the 3-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. DJ on Thompson on the keeper, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
I believe it was Maddox Garber that came for West Greene on a blitz up the middle. He really, really timed that blitz well. Got it right on the snap, came straight through, blew that play up in the backfield. One thing that may be interesting here, Ron, as we go, the sun's starting to set off to the right side of the screen. If you're throwing a pass up that way, the sun might start to be an issue.
Yep. Low snap there, pressure. I almost saw a face mask. I guess it wasn't called. That's incomplete. They called that complete?
I think he got his hand under it.
Wow, that looked like it skipped on the ground. But regardless, that is enough for Clabough's Campground first down.
That was a nice throw by Thompson.
That was a great catch.
Thompson had a lot of pressure on him. Free rusher avoided it, and Atha came back to that and got under it. I think he barely got under it, but great play.
Atha with the handoff on the edge, and he finds a crease there and turns it upfield. That's going to be a touchdown, but Jabri Athra, that is a Sevier County Electric System touchdown. Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community.
They came out to the left. You had a seal by the slot receiver. You got a seal by the tackle. You had a guard get upfield and polish a man off. Your tight end got a block upfield, and it was just an alley for Atha, and you rewarded him for that great catch.
Atha's shifty. You can just see it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's shifty. We got a player down for West Greene. I'm trying to pick up a number right here. And that does not look like, boy, I hope it does, but that doesn't look like cramps. Let's see if we can get him up. Number 51. I believe right there for West Greene. No, it can't be number 51. Let's see if you see the other side of that number right there, Brandon. Is it 52 maybe?
I think it might be 52. I believe that might be Roger Marshall.
You don't want to lose him. He's one of those anchors on that line. You can't afford to lose him.
I do believe that's 52. I do believe it's Marshall that's down. I want to go back to Atha just for a minute, and That young man is bigger than he looks like. They list him at 210,
Yes.
and he looks like he's bigger than that.
Yep. And, you know, one of the things that that Coach Anderson brought to my attention last week was just how complete of a player he is. Lots of times you get a smaller running back like that, and they don't like to block. One of the things Coach Anderson said is he loves the contact. He loves the block.
He's already shown that tonight.
Well, here we go. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Your new score, Cougars 26, North Greene 6.
Looks like we're going for 2 here.
I guess we're going to make this a 4-possession game, Brandon. You got a 3-receiver set and your 2 tailbacks on both sides of DJ Thompson. And he looks to pass, and it's wide open. Evan Pottinger.
Pottinger just released, came right into the middle of the field, sat down, turned, showed the quarterback his numbers.
I mean, who else would it be tonight? We called his name every other play.
Exactly, and he's an outstanding defensive end. He's really effective as a tight end. He had a huge first down that sprung that.
Yeah, he's about listed, plays a lot bigger. He's about 6'3". He looks every bit of it. Well, let's go ahead and take a break here with your new score, Cougars 26, West Greene 6, about roughly 2 minutes left in the second half. We'll be back in just a moment for your high school sports.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Well, we saw right there Kuzniski on a great kickoff. That ball just hung up in the air, provided enough time for the coverage team to get down there and stopped Hunter Gregg from even getting back to the 20.
Looked like Gregg also slipped a little bit whenever he first fielded that. We've seen a little bit of slipping and sliding on that field, and I do wonder how much the rain and humidity has impacted that.
You have to be aggressive here if you're West Greene.
Oh, you've got to.
Mason back.
Oh.
And Mason sacked and fumbles the football.
And guess who
recovered
recovered it?
Touchdown? No, there's your touchdown right there. Who recovered that?
They called it a safety. Guess who's on top?
Evan Pottinger.
Number 44 again on top.
That is a Sevier County, off the turnover, that's a Sevier County Electric System touchdown, the power behind our community.
I think they called a safety, Ron.
Oh, a
instead of
safety,
touchdown.
I'm sorry.
That may be even worse if you're West Greene, because as bad as giving up the 2 points is, you know, a touchdown would have been more points, but now you got to give the ball back to Northview, who with a minute 55, the way their offense has been going, and assuming, you know, going to get good field position, they could score again.
Well, I'll tell you right now, at first I thought that was a touchdown. I thought it was Evan Pottinger. If he had recovered that, we could have named him player of the game and just went on home for the night.
Just called it the rest of the night. I thought he had it, but he's on top of there for the safety. That pressure, Coach Anderson has got to be thrilled, because they found something in film study this week. That edge pressure has worked all night. They've had free rushers all evening, and it has really worked.
And, you know, more importantly, I think we're getting an opportunity to see what Northview can play like when they play clean.
Yep. This is what the potential has been if you could stop the self-inflicted mistakes, and it looks like they've managed to do that.
Quick score update, Hampton 22, Johnson County 0. Hampton looks to continue their success from last year, and Jeff County is up on Cott County 14-0. Here comes our kickoff.
Well, those Hampton Bulldogs are tough, aren't they?
Oh, they are. They are.
That is never a fun team to see on your schedule.
Some of those, yeah, you have some of those Tri-City blood ties like I do.
Yeah, that is never a fun. Whether you win or lose, you're going to be in the training room after that one.
Hunter Gregg here after the safety with the kickoff. Good high kick. Received by number 26. That's Nick Straw. Still on his feet. Brings it all the way to the Buffalo 45-yard line where they'll take over.
Ron, they got a minute 45 left. Got all 3 timeouts remaining. That's an eternity, especially the way this offense has been going. You've got a chance to score again here.
And if you know anything about Coach Anderson, you know he's not taking his foot off the gas pedal.
Absolutely not. And when you're trying to change that culture like they're trying to do at Northview, you're trying to turn things around, you're trying to grow this program, you want these guys to understand what it is to win, to learn how to win, and to get that feeling so they get used to it. This needs to become the expectation for them.
That's a great point. DJ Thompson, who's had a strong night tonight as well. And just speaking of that, the pass, incomplete. But that tells you a little bit about who Coach Anderson is right there.
It does, and we're going to call him again. Jabari Atha on that play. Wes Greene had a free defensive end rusher off the side. He stepped up and took him man on man and stoned him. That is not a matchup you normally expect your running back to win, and he didn't just get in the way. He completely ate that rusher up and allowed that play to develop. Again, going back to saying how much he enjoys the contact and the blocking, he shows it there.
There's your handoff once again. Number 5, Jabari Atha. There's that shiftiness again. He just does not want to go down.
At all.
I believe that's going to bring up, what do we have right here? 3rd down and 1 maybe?
3rd and about 2 feet.
Okay.
Boy, Atha just, I've been so impressed with him tonight. He's done everything well.
Atha there in the halfback spot. Grab some attention. And he may be at the house as well. Tyler Gildersleeve on the carry, covering about 36 yards right there. That is another Sevier County Electric System touchdown. Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community.
Offensive line opened that alley on the inside run. It was 3rd and 1. You're just trying something simple, straight ahead, get a first down. Gildersleeve got the first down, got into the second level, was able to bounce to the outside, showed that speed and that athleticism, gets to the house before anybody from West Greene can react or catch him, and it's another touchdown for the Cougars.
Extra point is good. So your new score with 59 seconds left in the half, your Cougars 37, West Greene 6. You know, we talked about right there about Coach Anderson and how he was going to go, and he went.
And he went. Well, when you have guys like Atha and Gildersleeve, it makes it a lot easier to go and trust those guys to do that, because those weren't especially out of the box play calls in this offense, but you had Atha set up that 3rd and short by just running so hard and refusing to go down, and then you get that change of pace after the hammer that Atha is to Gildersleeve, who's got that speed and change. It's a totally different back and animal to deal with.
And what a luxury you have to have those 2 backs, because you create so much misdirection because you don't know who to key on.
And if you're West Greene, you're going, who do I stop? Because we've not brought either one of these guys down with one guy yet all night.
So once again, your score here tonight, the Northview Cougars 37, West Greene 6. About 59 seconds left here in the second quarter. Kuznitsky to kick, Hunter Gregg back deep. Good kick. Fielded by Gregg at about the 2-yard line. And play after play. Number 17 right there, Dalton Biggs, who Coach Anderson was just so complimentary about his growth this year on the coverage. Backing up West Greene once again.
Ron, you've coached, you've been in this situation, if you coach long enough, you're in games where you're on the high end of this, you're on the low end of this. If you're West Greene, you just take a knee and call it a half.
Oh, golly sakes. That's a tough call. Part of me feels like maybe you make a play. If it doesn't work out, then you go to the house or go to the locker room. You try to regroup. You try to say, hey, guys, you're better than this score indicates, and we're going to back them up. That may take it completely out of play right now, Brandon.
The problem that West Greene's going to run into here, though, is even if they wanted to line up and just take a knee, Northview does have all 3 timeouts. They could save some time and force them to kick down here. for Northview right now, or excuse me, for West Greene right now, you're just telling you guys take care of the ball, don't make a huge mistake to make this even worse.
Mason reminds the quarterback, your handoff there to Hunter Gregg. He did have a bit of a hole there, Brandon, but it closed off real quickly. A slew right there of Cougars, including Jackson Gent, the outstanding linebacker, on the tackle.
I've been so impressed with this Northview defense. They have just swarmed to the football. It looks like they're not going to call a timeout. If West Greene wants to go to the locker room, I believe they're going to let them.
So, Brandon, let's talk about that just for a minute. If you're Scotty Varan, I know Scotty, a lot of passion. What do you tell your players in the locker room?
I think you've got to go in and tell your guys, all right, look, this didn't go the way we wanted it to. We started out poorly. We had an opportunity to be in this. We know we can trade with these guys. We made mistakes. We got to tidy up, take care of ourselves, and we can try to get back in this.
Yeah, I think at the very least right here, Brandon, you want to build. If you sneak back into the game best you can, but definitely build some momentum towards next week.
Yeah, it may be time for West Greene to start thinking about next week, as much as you hate to say that at the half this early in a game.
And you can hear the crowd here tonight. Coach Anderson's first game here as a Cougar, and it couldn't have gone any better tonight.
Yeah, this is as strong a first half as you could possibly ask for. This is the potential we've seen from Northview, and this is them taking it up. It's really, really been impressive to see.
And you know, if you're Coach Anderson here, a couple things happen. I think you see your starters in the first and the third quarter come out. They probably remain. But you know, besides that, after probably halfway into the third quarter, you probably start pulling in some substitutes.
Yeah.
And because he's got 85 players on the team, he's got some kids that need to see some playing time as well.
Well, that's one more advantage is you've got the additional men here.
We don't want you to get stuck.
Yeah, that depth. I think he told me he had 85 kids come out this year. That depth provides a lot of competition, a lot of just healthy competition, and not only that, provides you quality substitutes during the second half to keep your starters healthy.
Well, it also gives you an opportunity to not just get that experience, but you've got more bodies. You have the ability to keep guys fresh, keep rolling guys in. That makes a big difference.
One got in here. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good job. Good job. Good job.
And percussion instructor is great. Students leadership includes drum major Grace Nicholas.
Well, out on the field now, you see the Northview marching band, and we'll cut to them for a little bit and give them their time to shine. I always reminds me, Brandon, they put in just as much time as a football team, if not more.
Oh, so much. And great bands like this are one of the things that make high school football and college football as well so much fun to watch. It just adds so much to the environment.
Yep.
And Go West featuring Drum Major Grace Nicholas. Is your band ready?
Number 6.
Northview Academy Band, you may take the field for your performance.
Touchdowns.
no sound on the interview with Justin Anderson?
I didn't get it, but I know what the problem is.
Okay.
The pregame?
Yes. Is that what this is?
Like the bottom of the band.
It was 28-0.
I love that movie. Could not make it today.
Finger Mongo knows could not make it today. Wow, that's a little bit surprised too.
Any chance you found the Polk County score?
County?
Yep.
So it has to be.
Yep. I'm as southeast Tennessee as you can get.
So a little bit past
Southeast, so we were North Carolina.
all right, so
Out between Chattanooga and
so that's not the southeast.
you ever done one water rafting? You ever hear of one water that's
Up yet how far we'll go. We're trying to get me to go to North Georgia. One of our sponsors wanted to put that in on the track.
There's not an update on it yet, but it's showing it.
Find the fuel.
Is it 35 points, Chris, or 30 points to start to continue your spot there? 35. Isn't that beautiful?
so pretty up here.
Operated since 1978, Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day.
The party is ending at 2 a.m. So whatever you must do it now.
Not a jury, Reagan. I think Gildersleeve got it.
That is, that's right. Right. Yeah. Just to remind us. That is your play of the game.
It's pretty small, but we're on the line, so it's okay.
Stand by.
Well, we're back. Your score here at the half is your Northview Cougars 36 and your West Greene Buffaloes 6. We enjoyed the band tonight. So let's go over a couple stats tonight. And as you can tell, and as you would expect, it's a little bit lopsided. Northview tonight, 112 rushing yards and 62 passing for a total of 184. They had a couple sacks there, only one penalty. Of course, the safety there as well, and recovered 2 fumbles, 112 yards, almost all of it, Brandon, coming from Gildersleeve and Atha right there.
Well, and then on the other side of it, we're looking at West Greene, and just like we all thought, 30 rushing yards and 89 passing yards. We were well prepared for this West Greene aerial attack, except no one was, because that's not really what they do, and that's part of the reason they're in the situation they are. Anytime they're seeing that many passing yards and that few rushing, you know they're struggling.
Yeah, you know, the wing T offense right there, you and I talked about this. It's not an offense really meant to pass out of. And I realize, and you know, when you look back at that wing T, probably the most famous person who ever ran it was Tubby Raymond out of the University of Delaware. Numerous national championships, but the only passer he ever had his entire time there was Joe Flacco. The most yards he ever had out of a quarterback was Joe Flacco. So they're out of their element.
And you feel for McCamey because he has played well. He's been the spark.
Yes.
But I think that interception, when they had the opportunity at the short field, they had the chance to close it down to a one-score game, 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line, and had a man open and threw that interception. I believe that was the play that changed the game and changed the course of it.
Well, let's talk about West Greene while we're here. They had 30 yards rushing.
And that is not their recipe for victory.
Yep, you can't win like that. 87 yards passing, almost all of that came from Mason McCamey, as you've already alluded to. The one touchdown there was from Ethan there on the run. And what an enormous interception there by Gildersleeve.
Yeah, that was, you had the pick 6 that Gildersleeve got, then you had the interception back there where he was able to come up with it and end that scoring threat. That was just huge.
So, well, let's go ahead and take a break here. And I'm waiting to see from my producer if we're taking a break
Talk
here.
about the lunch you're having.
Oh, Buddy's Barbecue. How can we not talk about, look at that box.
Now there's a good reason they gave this to me, and you all can tell just from looking at me, but go to Buddy's Barbecue. They're one of our great sponsors. They always take great care of us. You come in here, you know, you're working at a beautiful stadium. You've got a gorgeous view, great game, good company, and outstanding barbecue from Buddy's Barbecue. You can't do any better than that. Can't ask for any more.
And what a great slogan they have. It's where the locals eat. And I understand now why they eat there. That is some good barbecue.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Your high school sports.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
Oh, that almost hurt.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Tune in to the Alewife Pottery Channel 196. Watch local craftsmen and learn of the rich Smoky Mountain heritage and history. Meet Robert Alewife and his family as they take you on their journey of their successful pottery business in the Gatlinburg's arts and crafts community. Established by Robert Alewife more than 30 years ago, this business has grown up with the Alewife family. Alewife Pottery is renowned nationwide, not only for their stunning handmade ceramics, but also their friendly, fun-loving family atmosphere. Tune to Channel 196, the Alewife Pottery Channel, and enjoy these great stories.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action...
Well, we're back here. We're about 2.5 minutes or so from the team's coming back on the field, although it appears Northview's already out here as West Greene. But let's go over some scores from the region. We'll start in Region 1. Seymour's up 9-0 on Cherokee. Cloudland is up 8-0 on Unaka. Happy Valley's playing Chucky Dope tonight, but no score there. Unicoi County continues to roll. They're up 21-0 on Cosby. Greenville up 14-0 in the second quarter against Granger. A little bit surprised by that score, that it's so close. Hampton 28, Johnson County nothing. Jeff County 14, Cock County 0. Knox Hall's up 21-14 on Morristown East. Anderson County 28-0 up on Science Hill. About second quarter, 11:23 left in the second quarter. Knox Catholic 14, South Greene nothing. Pigeon Forge is up on Sullivan East. I think I heard just a minute ago, though, that Sullivan East is now beating Pigeon Forge. Daniel Boone is up big on Westridge. Carnes is up on William Blunt 21-0. Region 2 currently right now, Oak Ridge is trailing Bearden 7-3. Bradley Central is ahead of Walker Valley 12-7. You have Oneida up 7-0 on Greenback. Morristown West is trailing Hardin Valley by a point. Campbell County up 13-0 on Heritage. Fulton 15, Knox Central 7. Of course, our score here now at the half. Northview Academy Cougars 37, Greene 6. Farragut's up on West 7-6, and York Institute's up on Jackson County 7-0. Now my partner's over here, and he is enjoying some Buddy's barbecue. Let me just mention tonight, as he's finishing off, the last bit of food that he's got. That's some good barbecue, isn't it?
Outstanding barbecue.
Is the best. You know, they say that's where the locals go to eat barbecue, and I can understand why. We do want to mention tonight, Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community, is our halftime sponsor. You know, one of the things I wanted to bring up with you tonight, Brandon, is I know you've been on the recruiting trail. And being a big Tennessee fan, as most people are in this area, tell me some names that should be on our radar moving forward that you've seen.
One of the guys that I think you are really going to hear a lot of good things about is Christian Conyer. I had an opportunity to go see him on Saturday. They opened the season in the Rafferty's Bowl. He plays for South Warren High School in Kentucky. They're the defending 5A state champions in Kentucky right now. Conyer is, depending on which recruiting service you look at, he's the #1 rated player in the state of Kentucky. He's currently committed to Tennessee. The Volunteers want to use him as a corner. And, we talked about this on our show earlier this week, but the most respect you can show any kind of corner is to not go his way. And when they were playing Highlands, who's a very, very good team, Highlands came out, the quarterback's job was to check, find 2, and then the ball went the other way. They went after him exactly 0 times.
Well, I want to come back to Brandon in just a moment and talk some more recruiting here, but West Greene's prepared to kick off. Number 12 there for West Greene. Hunter Gregg is doing your kicking as well as covering. Outstanding athlete, Hunter Gregg. There's your kickoff. And there's number 26 on your return, Nick Schroff. We've called his name a couple times tonight. Just a good all-around athlete. Coach Anderson was high on him as well.
West Greene may stop trying those pooch kicks because that's the second time that Schroff's made him pay for that pop-up kick. Even though he's an up-back, he's had a nice return.
My expectation, I'm sure, is that we're going to see at least for maybe the first or second drive, you'll see the Cougars returning starting lineup out here, at least for the first, maybe the second drive.
I expect to see the Cougars come out and try to get this running clock, then we might see some backups.
There's your handoff right there to number 26, Nick Schroff again. Good little gain on first down, and that may be enough for another first down.
It's going to depend on where they mark him, but, man, he ran through some Buffaloes on that one. He was just bouncing off guys. Looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short, Rod.
Okay.
It's going to be 2nd and 1.
You know, we've already talked about Gildersleeve. We've already talked about Atha. Now all of a sudden we're talking about Nick Schroff. This may be running back you down here at Northview.
Northview has got some weapons. They can put these guys all over the field. And this is what we talked about coming into the game. It's what we saw last year. This Northview team has got talent. Yes. They have guys here. They have talented athletes. But it's been the penalties, the turnovers, the sloppiness that has cost them. And now under a new coaching staff, you're seeing them tighten that up and become what they've had the potential to be.
And, you know, one thing that we haven't talked about tonight is the Northview crowd tonight. These stands are full, and as you just picked it up, I'm sure as I did, there's almost a party atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, and it's always this way here.
Yep.
The support for the Cougars is great. Every time we come here, the home side is always just jammed full. You've got people on the fence all the way around. It's a great facility. It's a great environment. This is, when you come to watch high school football in Tennessee, this is about as good as it gets in terms of a venue and a crowd.
We do have a player down for West Greene trying to get a number, maybe cramps.
You hate to see that right after halftime, too, though, because that makes you think it may not be, and he's been down for a minute.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that's not who started the quarterback tonight, Dawson Daniels. Just checking to see if I can catch that last number on the backside of that jersey. Well, you know, Brandon, I was a little bit concerned about North Greene coming out here tonight. Number 14, that is Dawson Daniels. Yes, that's who started at quarterback tonight for West Greene. I was a little bit concerned about this Cougar team coming out, Coach Anderson's first home game, and being a little bit high-strung, if you will. We've not seen any of that.
No, they came out. They've definitely had the energy. They have definitely been feeding off that energy and feeding off the tempo, but they've seemed very comfortable doing their jobs. They're excited. You can tell this is a big moment for them. Yes. They want to win this first home game for their coach. They want to win their first home game and start this season off strong, but they have been very comfortable, very confident in the way they've operated tonight.
Well, Dawson Daniels came off. I see his sock down halfway. That sort of lets me know that it's probably a cramp, although I'm watching to see if he goes back. He's, as I said, started at quarterback tonight. Just waiting to see what they do with him, but he appears to be okay. There's your handoff. DJ Thompson back to throw. And he's got a receiver. Yes, sir. That's number 15, Jaden Rutherford. We called his name out a couple times tonight. Great adjustment right there on that pass.
Yeah, he came back to that ball, and he had tight coverage that he had to catch it over as well, and he just cooked that corner on a straight go route. Just got past him, got upfield, used his size and speed. And Rutherford at 6'4", 190 pounds, that's a big receiver.
He did what every good receiver does, and that's create separation. There's your inside handoff to number 26. That's Nick Schroff again. And is that a touchdown? That is another Cougars touchdown. And as you talked about, now the running clock starts. Once again, we want to thank our sponsor, Sevier County Electric Systems, the power behind our community. That touchdown sponsored by Sevier County Electric System.
Boy, and we have talked about Schroff. He got that handoff. It looked like it was supposed to go inside. Looks like it was closed off. He took 2 steps, bounced to the outside, and he was just gone. When you have a back that can take something and turn it into a score like that, that's a weapon. And again, he's the 3rd guy we've seen tonight.
Yep. You know, as well as quarterback duties, DJ Thompson in on a snap, trying to pick up the kicker right there. Number 88, that's not been your kicker tonight. Looking for a number on number 88, and his don't have a name. That must be a freshman who went out there and kicked that kickoff right there.
And got it.
Point, sorry.
And drove it through.
Yes, sir. And, you know, we talked about that earlier tonight. This is an opportunity now, 44-6, 10:22 left in the half. This is an opportunity now to perhaps get in definitely your second stringers.
Yeah, I think you may see Northview wait just a little longer because of what we've talked about. You've got a new coach. You're trying to establish that new culture. You want these guys to be accustomed to winning and to expect to win. So you may see them wait a little longer, wanting to get these guys used to being in this position and used to playing this way. But I don't think it's going to be a long time before we see some of the younger guys come in and get some snaps and experience. And if you're West Greene at this point, you're wanting to get out of here without anybody getting hurt.
Yeah. Yep. But you know, you see from the coaching staff right there the same passion that they came in with. Nothing's changed. The expectations change right here, regardless of who's in. And that's what you got to see. You know, a lot of coaches use that verbiage, and I love it, and that is the standard is the standard.
Exactly. This is what we do. This is what we expect.
Yes.
If you want to play for us, this is what you have to do, how you have to do it, and how you have to achieve. I don't care what string you are. This is your responsibility to yourself and to your teammates in this program, and that's what I think you're starting to see Northview get established here.
Real quick score update. Pigeon Forge 12, Sullivan East 7. About 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Here we stand at 44-6 with about 10 minutes left here in the second half. There's your kickoff. I believe that's Greg again. And they're just starting to lay the lumber.
They're laying the lumber, and he's lucky he held on to that football. For a minute, he came up, and I thought it was going to be knocked out. The arm came loose, but he was able to get it closed back up. But that was almost another fumble.
Well, we started off with Dawson Daniels at quarterback. Let's see who starts off this drive, whether they stay with McCamey. My expectation, he was a bit of a spark for them, that they would stay with him.
They've had more success with McCamey than anything else they've tried. I think you got to start committing to him and maybe building around him if you want this offense to work for the long haul.
There's your handoff to your tailback. A little bit of space there. We'll give him 3 maybe. Just trying to perceive some new numbers right there from some players I haven't seen. I saw Jamal Baker right there, the senior on the line, in on that tackle. But I believe defensively, they've still got all their starters in for the most part.
Looks like it's a little bit of a mix and match unit right now, but they've got several of those starters in still. I believe Jackson Gent was in on that tackle there.
I see Chris Gibbons on the line for the Cougars as well. Did I see that correctly, or was that a handoff? I'm still trying to see who the quarterback is for West Greene. No, number 9. They've stayed with Mason McCamey.
Yeah, they tried a fake handoff there. It looked like they were going to work that same action we saw earlier where they fake the handoff to one side, run the running back out in front of the quarterback, roll him that way, and give him an easy throw to try to pick up some yards in space. Somebody jumped. I didn't see who, but somebody jumped, backs him back up. Again, 2nd and long. This is where West Greene doesn't want to be.
You know, they've got some size on that line. Jimenez, Marshall. Good run right here.
He's still going.
Jaden Gregg still going. Finally driven out of bounds. Great run there by Jaden Gregg. That first down brought to you tonight by Clabough's Campground.
That looked like a busted play, Ron. It looked like Northview had the blitz coming in.
Yes.
And that West Greene was not going to be able to pick it up. It looked like a busted play. And then we just saw Jaden Gregg jerk the ball down and take off for a long gain. And then I loved the way he ended that run with his head down, driving a man back.
Yep. I thought the same thing. I thought that was a blitz. At the very least, you could say those linebackers got sucked in awful hard.
Oh, yeah.
McCamey with the bobble there. No, I'm sorry. That's Jaden Gregg again on the bobble. Almost running a kind of wildcat right now, if you will.
Seems like it, and that was a second busted play in a row, and Gregg came about a step from making something out of that. West Greene, one thing you may want to work on this game for the rest of this thing while you've got the opportunity is figuring out who's our spark at quarterback and who do we want to go with going forward. Do we need a rotation? Who does it need to be? Because you got to find out somebody to run this offense.
Yeah, and you know if you're the offensive line here, after you look at this game tape this week, you're gonna have to get a little bit of a fire underneath your belly.
Yeah, you are not going to enjoy film this week if you're one of the offensive linemen for West Greene, because Northview's really kind of had their way with them.
Baxley Britton, who we've not called a number for this week, lined up there in the H-back, but
and that
Gregg's
ball
in pass there. Sorry, incomplete there.
That ball had to come out quick from guess who? Reagan coming off the backside, free again, laid a big hit on Gregg as he let that ball go. I don't know that Gregg knew he was there. He's lucky he got that ball off when he did, because that could have been a fumble.
Big time motor on that kid.
Yeah, and every time they've given him an opportunity to come off the edge, he has just been blowing plays up left and right. It may not show up on the stat sheets necessarily, but when you watch film, he's created a ton of defensive plays for Northview tonight.
Yeah, you know, they moved their linebackers. There goes Reagan again in motion. They moved their linebackers all over the place.
Yeah.
A lot of deception there of their linebackers. There's a pass from Mason. Incomplete. Good coverage there, double coverage.
I believe that was a one-man route. I don't know they had anybody else out, because that probably wasn't a great idea to throw that up into double coverage there with the secondary plays we've seen Northview make tonight. But you were trying to get the home run, gave your receiver a shot at it. That's all you can ask.
And you know, right here, I believe they're probably in cover 2 right there, up right now by 38 points. You've got the luxury to do that.
Yeah, and now you're 4th and 10. If you're West Greene, you got to go for this. If you're Northview, you stop this thing here, and you probably stick a fork in them.
So 4th down, as Brandon said, there's a pass. You got a man open. Good reception. Trying to fight for extra yards, but wrestled out of bounds by number 1, Dermos right there. We've called his name quite a bit tonight here, too.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. That was a big first down, and just a really, really nice catch to pick up that first down.
That first down brought to you tonight by Clabough's Campground. Clabough's Campground, the number 1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge.
And I believe that was Ethan Turner that came up with that catch again.
Yeah.
He has just been – he's been the offense tonight. I think they're calling that a fumble.
Yeah, I guess the question right there, Brandon, was his arm moving forward at all?
It was difficult to tell. I believe they called it a fumble. I honestly thought that McCamey's knee might have been down on that bobbled snap that he went to get, and before he started to bail back, I thought he might have had a knee down there, but it looks like it's going to be another turnover for Northview. You know, I think this is their 4th. And
I believe so, yes.
And for the Cougars, you've got to be going, boy, it's nice to be on the other side of this for a change.
Yes.
And, you know, the other teams made 3 or 4 turnovers. We've been able to force those instead of giving them up.
So we're looking at here as the Cougars come out to see if they've made any substitutions here. Up by 38 with about 3.5 minutes left.
I believe this is the second string.
Yes. You got your new quarterback in there. He also takes care of kicking duties tonight. So that's Kuzniski in at quarterback. By his side there is Archer Laney a 6-foot-tall sophomore. So the substitution has begun here, Brandon.
Well, you've got the opportunity to be ahead. You've had the turnover now. Now get your young guys some work.
Yep. I see Zach Shipley on the offensive line as well. We'll try to call out some names here tonight as we can. We have a player down on the field for Northview right here.
That was a handoff to Antoine Humphrey, who just ran hard right in the middle. That young man is 5'4", and just put his head down and went right into the teeth of that defense.
You love to see that, don't you?
You get a guy like that. Somebody forgot to tell him he's supposed to be afraid of contact like that.
Take a break.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Remind you of your score right now. It's Cougars 44 and West Greene 6. We'll be back in just a moment for your high school sports.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Well, your injured player right there for you Cougars was Michael Chastain, the sophomore. We hope he's okay. That didn't look like cramps, Brandon.
No, they were having to help him off. Didn't look like he was putting a lot of weight down. It took two guys. That's a pretty rough way to go, and you hate to see a young guy, especially. You hate to see anybody get hurt, especially a young guy like that who doesn't get much playing time.
I believe we got another set of twins right now on the line. We'll call their name out. Zach Shipley and Josh Shipley in there substituting in right now. So as we've already said, great time to get those guys in and build some depth for your future.
Yeah, and you're going to look at these guys now and give them an opportunity to pick up a third and about to the interstate, third and 22 here.
I also see Chris Sherman there on the offensive line. Kalinsky back with the snap, looking to pass, and gets bull rushed. Somehow keeps his feet. Oh!
That was
Dangerous
almost
pass.
a catch.
Almost a catch. We'll see what this flag is right here.
For a minute, I thought number 21, I believe that's Aiden Metcalf. I thought he was going to. I thought he came back and got that, and if he had, he'd have scored.
That was a dangerous pass from the very sake that you pretty much left your receiver, hung him out to dry right there. I've seen a lot of kids get hurt, as I'm sure you are, in similar situations like that.
Sometimes you got to know when to throw it away, get out of the end zone, put it in the third row. But that's a backup quarterback trying to make a play when he has an opportunity to be out there. Honestly, Comiskey did a great job to avoid the safety because there was a free rusher that I thought was going to have this thing. Looks like they're going to call defensive holding as well on West Greene, which will give Northview a first down.
That first down brought to you tonight by Clabough's Campground. And the clock continues to tick here. We're at about a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. Your score, Cougars 44, West Greene 6. We got another player down, Brandon. I believe that's number 2, Austin Franklin, and that does look like, just by the stretching that's going on, I believe that's cramps.
Hope that's all it is. Again, just the only thing about this sport that I don't enjoy, the only thing that I hate to see is when these young guys get hurt. You hate to see it at any level, but especially when it's these high school kids, you really hate to see anybody come up injured.
Brandon, while we got a little bit of a break right here, let's go back to recruiting and some players you may have seen on the road for Tennessee.
Well, speaking of guys that have undergone some injuries that you hated to see, Tennessee's got a highly recruited or highly rated tight end playing out at Collins Hill, Georgia. They're the defending 7A state champs in Georgia. Ethan Davis is a tight end down there. got the opportunity to see him in a scrimmage early in the season when they played against North Cobb. Really clearly a tight end for this Josh Heupel offense. Long, lean, great athlete, good size, good blocker, runs like a wide receiver. Unfortunately, he injured his labrum and is going to miss his senior year, which you hate to hear. He's a great young man, but we did get some pictures, get an interview with him. You can find that on yourhighschoolsports.com. And we've been talking with Ethan a little bit. He may be joining us a little bit more in the future as somebody we can interview and talk with a little bit.
Arthur Laney, sophomore, back in the backfield along with Kuzniski, as the Cougars keep possession after the. That's not a first down. 3rd and 13 from the 23. Penalty yards. There's a big arm on that kid. Just out through his receiver right there. Number 2, Dion Dukes there. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. Right. Oh, our sponsors tonight, once again, Clabough's Campground. Clabough's Campground, the #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge. We also want to acknowledge Carl Hatcher Furniture, Buddy's Barbecue, Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community. There again, Carl Hatcher Furniture, Buddy's Barbecue, the place where the locals eat, the Elwine Pottery, and Riverstone Resort and Spa. Here's another pass, kick. Received there, didn't see a fair catch, but pretty much the same result.
That was a heck of a punt.
Yes, it was a great punch.
That was about 55 yards in the air. That was a great kick.
I thought Baxley Britton there did the smart thing by just sort of saying, I'm good right here.
Yeah, I've got it at the 45. We've struggled. I'm going to take this here. But yeah, that was an outstanding kick.
Once again, Clabough's Campground, first down, #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge. I don't know if we got to that final sponsor. We're so grateful for all of our sponsors. And that final sponsor tonight was Riverstone Resort and Spa.
Looks like we're to the end of the third round with that running clock.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Remind you of your score right here. Cougars 46, West Greene 6. This is Ron Marvel and Brandon Martin for Your High School Sports.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Well, here we are back again, starting the fourth quarter. Your score, Cougars 44, North Greene 6. Just a couple updates and some scores in your area. Anderson County 34, Science Hill nothing. That's a bit of a surprise there. Knox Catholic 47, South Greene 0. Sullivan East has taken a lead on Pigeon Forge 14-12. Your sponsors once again tonight, we're grateful for all of them. Clabough's Campground, the #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge. Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community. Carl Hatcher Furniture. Buddy's Barbecue, that's some great barbecues we found out tonight, Brandon.
Absolutely.
Elwine Pottery and Riverstone Resort and Spa. Now back to our game. Tammy back in the QB spot, rolls to his left, looking for a receiver, just decides to tuck it and run, and gets, I'd say, probably about 4.
Yeah, there was just pressure all over the place. He was running for his life, just looking for somewhere to go with the ball, somewhere where the bad people weren't. He was able to pick up some yards and avoid the big hit. Again, at this point, that's about all you can ask for.
The two Shipley twins remain on the line. for Northview. I'm trying to pick up a few more players, maybe names we've not called tonight. I see Blake Wynn out there in the linebacker spot. Came you back. Receiver just never turned around right there.
I don't believe the receiver ever saw it, but honestly, McCamey's probably lucky that he did, that he just kept running the corner off. McCamey threw a good-looking ball. It was a bit behind the receiver, but it would have been inside for the corner who had inside position. If that had been right on target, then your receiver would have really needed to turn into a defensive back, or you would have had another interception.
Yeah, Dawson Hance, whose name we've not called tonight, was there on the coverage. So that'll bring up, and we're 4th down and 3 right here. Interesting play call here close to midfield for West Greene Buffaloes. Let's see what they do here.
I think I might look for that same. We've seen that quick little action where they've dumped it out to the back off the fake. That might be a good place for this here.
Doc White there on the wing.
Oh, delay of game.
How do you do that right there, Brandon?
Yeah, you just, mistakes you just absolutely can't make.
Number 35, Keller Torwater coming in. So now we're looking at, for West Greene, 4th and 8 from their own 37.
If I'm Northview, I think I bring some of that pressure we've seen them have so much success with. Let some of your younger guys get that experience in this defense running what we've seen the starters do.
Antoine Humphrey also.
Here they come.
Oh, good pass right there. So number 1, Ethan Turner, you just got to hold on to the football.
Well, I think we've seen Turner come up with 2 or 3 he didn't have any business catching.
Yes, that's true.
So
that's a fair point.
You hate to see a drop on 4th down when it would have been a first down pickup, but it's with the way he's played tonight, it's hard to complain too much.
Well, and you know, we've seen several times tonight he's not afraid of contact. I just think that was a lack of focus right there.
Yeah, I believe he was, honestly, the way his head looked, it looked like he was trying to make sure he was at the sticks.
Yes.
As it is, though, that's going to give the ball back to the Cougars. Ron, you wonder how much you're going to see them let the backups push. We've seen them let them throw it around so far, though.
You know, I think in part you've said it already, Brandon. You get some experience here, but you run the football. And I think this is one of the challenges that Scotty Varan faces right now, and that's getting more players out.
Yeah, you're going to have to build your players. You got to build your depth. It's tough. It's tough when you're outmanned, when you're outsized.
Yep. Cortland Williams there on the carry. And they'll give him about 5 yards there on the carry. That's one of the things, and, you know, we can talk about it here. And do you think that wing T offense has any effect on players coming out?
No, I don't think so, because you can, in Tennessee high school football in this division, you can put up a lot of numbers and a lot of yards in that. You can get noticed.
Not quite sure how that wasn't offside. Good tackle there by number 55, Chris Gibbons there.
Got to give credit to Kuznicki on that one. He got the ball, and there was a linebacker about 1 step behind the ball coming to him, and he was able to turn it into something positive. Even if it was just a little bit, that could have been bad. West Greene, one thing they'll be able to be pleased with tonight is they've timed their blitzes really well. That may be something positive for them to build off of.
Number 41, Cortland Williams there in the slot. Oh!
I think that is the entire West Greene front 7.
Now, you know, if Coach Anderson right there, you can't be happy with that.
No, he's...
The last thing you need right here in this spot is getting someone injured.
Well, and again, we talked about it. The standard is the standard.
Yes.
You brought that up, and that's something I suspect that offensive line's going to hear is, guys, the standard's the standard. We're just one man going down away from you having to come in. You got to be ready to play. Blocking like that's not acceptable for our guys.
No, sir. No. Well, here we are, 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Let's see if you're the Cougars here, what you dial up. Your side of the field. Oh, that's...
Oh, they are lucky they got a penalty. That is a...
Yes, that's
the happiest Coach Anderson's ever going to be to get an illegal motion.
Yeah. R.J. Miller now on the line as well for Northview as they continue the substitutions. You know, once again, you've said it, Brandon. If you're Northview here, run the football, get off the field, look towards next week.
A 4th and 17. Looks like they may try to keep the ball here. Oh, another bad snap. Oh.
Wow. That almost looked like the old Fumblerooski right there,
well,
Brandon.
Hey, Calvin Ferguson, number 23, was the jet motion man there and had his head on a swivel, saw the ball just roll back. I've seen
it bounced up right to him.
I've seen some snaps get rolled. I've seen some miss. That thing just kind of hit and rolled. It didn't really even go very far back. I think that was supposed to be a shotgun snap. It made it about 5 feet.
Yep. Luke Phillips here, the freshman, now in at defensive back as we continue to call out substitutions for Northview. You know,
it looks
Brandon,
like
I think they continue to line up in that Wildcat.
And they're going with Greg again here.
Yep. There's Doc White right there. Good run by the 5'6" player. He's a tank.
He is a tank, and he's a tank with some wheels. He got
Yes.
nice yardage on that. He saw an opportunity and took off. Got it down to the 24-yard line for that first down run.
Yep, that is a first down. That's a Clabough's Campground first down. Clabough's Campground, the #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge. Well, that spots the ball at about the 23-yard line of the Cougars. We've got about 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. You know, you definitely want to punch it in right here if you're West Greene.
If you're West Greene, you're looking for something positive to take out of this thing. If you can score for these guys at this point, it doesn't matter if it's on the backups. You want to come out, you want to get some points, you want to have something to feel good about. Because honestly, right now, ever since that interception in the end zone in the first quarter, they've not had a lot to feel good about. Excuse me, in the second quarter, they've not had a lot to feel good about.
Doc White there on a tough, we'll give him 7 yards. You know, Scotty Rand told me he was nicknamed after the character from the shootout at the OK Corral.
Got a little Doc Holliday in him.
A little Doc Holliday.
So he doesn't mind to be your Huckleberry the way he runs.
Yep. Greg remains in at quarterback. Handoff, additional yardage there. Good, tough run. Looking for a number there. Number 44 to stay with Wyatt Moody. Wyatt Moody getting some positive yardage here as the fourth quarter closes out.
Got enough there to pick up another first down, it looks like, Ron.
Yes, sir. That first down sponsored to you by Clabough's Campground. Clabough's Campground, the #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge. Well, Greg leads him back to the line. West Greene looks to close this game out on a positive note here. There's your snap. And he remains there. Tough yards right there. They continue to march down the field. You know, that may be Eden Potter there. First I thought it was Wyatt Moody, but I believe that's actually Eden Potter there on the run.
That was a nice run.
Ball spotted at the 5-yard line. You know, if you, Coach Anderson, you got your subs in here, you still want to see them come up and make a defensive play.
You still want to see them make a stop on the other side. West Greene, you want the points. And they may feel like they found something with Jaden Gregg here because it seems like they've been able to open up more opportunities in the running game by forcing Northview to respect his ability to pull it out and run it.
Joshua Phillips on the line right now, 253-pound sophomore right there. I believe he was in on the assist on the tackle.
Number 18, Alex Osborne, made that play. He got upfield. That should have been a touchdown. He came off the opposite gap on the backside and ran the fullback down and got him before he was able to get north and south. That was blocked up well. Should have been a score, but a really outstanding tackle there by Osborne. A good defensive hustle play.
We have a Cougar down on the field and trying to get a number right here. That's number 52. Caleb Browder right there. I'm surprised he's still in the game.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking to see him out there this late in a runaway game, but then again, you may want to leave a senior out there to make sure your younger guys are running things the way you want them to.
Can't quite tell if that's 52 or 62. At 62, it's Caden Martin. Boy, this Northview crowd is excited tonight. That is number 62, not 52. I would have been surprised if Caleb Browder was still in the game.
You hate it for Caden Martin, though, because it looks like not putting really any weight on that right leg. Just hope it's not serious.
Well, we're under 2 minutes now in the fourth quarter. West Greene comes to the line. I believe Greg stays in at quarterback. And you're looking at a 3rd and 4. Is this 3rd and goal right here, Brandon?
3rd and goal from the 4.
Greg receives the snap. Hands off to Moody. Moody pushing through the line. That is a touchdown, I do believe. Waiting for a signal.
They're going to mark him just short.
Just short. Boy, I thought he was in.
I did too. I thought he had powered that in, but they're marking him just short.
Hurry up right here.
Going to go quick.
A touchdown now.
Absolutely in there.
Yes, sir. That touchdown brought to you tonight by Sevier County Electric Company. Sevier County Electric Company, the power behind our community. Did you see the number there on the touchdown?
I believe it was Jaden Gregg. They tried that earlier down here on the other end of in the second quarter. If you remember, on 3rd and goal, they tried to rush up quick, have the quick snap, and sneak it in. They had the fumble and had to go on 4th down, so they went for it there and were able to punch it in. That's got to be a good feeling for West Greene.
Oh,
They've got to be pleased they were able to get that touchdown and get on the board.
Ethan Turner here on the hold. And your kick is good. Your new score now with 1:24 left. Cougars 44, West Greene 13. Well, let's go back and talk a little bit more recruiting here, Brandon. Well, actually, let me break from that for a minute. I want to ask you a question. I know you're a Tennessee fan, same way I am. Ranked number 26 in the nation. Is that a fair ranking?
Absolutely. You've got a team that's still got a lot to prove and has a lot of potential, but they've got the opportunity to get in the top 25 quickly if they play well.
I think the first game that stands out big for me for them is the game coming up with Pitt.
Absolutely.
Let's go over our sponsors again. Once again, Clabough's Campground, Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community. Carl Hatcher Furniture. Buddy's Barbecue, place where the locals eat. Allowine Pottery. And Riverstone Resort and Spa. Special thank you to all of our sponsors. Now, and you know, I almost forgot to say this. A special thank you to Northview Academy for their hospitality here tonight.
Yeah, they've always treated us so wonderfully when we get the opportunity to come here. It's a first-class facility. They're always so good to us. It's always a pleasure to get to come cover a game here.
Yep. Well, that's out of bounds. That'll mark the ball at the 35. 1:24 left here in the game. Did we see the victory formation?
You may see him run the clock down just a little bit, but I think we're probably not far from that. Especially with the injury to the backup, I think you may be glad to see Northview get out of here, go celebrate this victory. You know, coach's first home game, come out with a 31-point victory. You got to feel great about that against a team that honestly felt like probably had an opportunity to make this a lot closer, but Northview got the opportunities and they stepped on their throats. They showed that killer instinct when they had the chance.
Yes. Well, Northview comes out on the football. Kaczynski stays in at quarterback. He's in the shotgun right now, a little bit surprising. There's your knee. As they say, the best formation in football.
Oh, always a good feeling to get to call that.
And Brandon, joy working with you tonight. First time I've had the opportunity, real pleasure. Look forward to doing it again in the near future.
Well, greatly appreciate it, Ron. It was a pleasure to get to work with you. Always fun to get to call a game and to be able to be here in the booth for your high school sports. It's always, as always, we got a great crew. We got Roddy back at the studio, Chris here taking care of us. We got Harrison out there running these cameras for us. It's just it's a great team that makes this whole thing possible. Always have a blast with it, and so thankful for the folks that are here and put so much hard work into bringing this to you every week.
Well, we want to mention Zion Riddick over here too, who provided our halftime stats on the game. So big thank you to him. And Friday Night Lights, there's nothing like Friday Night Lights, Brandon.
Not at all. And if you're Northview, you're going to come out of here with this win. It's got to feel good, and you've got a ton of momentum going forward now.
Yes, sir.
You've got the opportunity to come up and tell you guys, look, if you do what I'm telling you to do, this is the result. That's got to feel good.
This is the proof to the pudding right here is what this game is.
Exactly.
You know, one thing Coach Anderson said over and over again, and you see it tonight, his plan was to work them so hard during the offseason that when it came to Friday night, things came easy, and it came easy tonight.
I had the opportunity to grow up studying the martial arts, fought MMA for a while when I was younger, but one of the sayings that I always heard was, cry in the dojo, laugh on the battlefield. That's what you want. You want to suffer whenever it's in practice, and then whenever it's for real, you want it to feel easy. And I think for Northview tonight, they had an opportunity to fold. West Greene had an opportunity to knock them back out, to take control of this game and get right back in it. And Northview stepped up. They made a stop, and they closed things out. They slammed the door in very impressive fashion.
Well, let's go ahead and take a break. Before we go to break, let's give you your final score tonight here from Northview Academy. Your Northview Academy Cougars 44, your West Greene Buffaloes 13.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
We want to thank you for sticking around with us tonight as we go to our post game tonight. We'll tell you first the score tonight was Northview Academy 44 and West Greene 13. Our post game sponsor tonight is Clabough's Campground. Clabough's Campground, the #1 campground in the Great Smoky Mountains in beautiful Pigeon Forge. Brandon, let's talk a little bit about tonight what we saw.
I think one of the things we saw tonight that's got to be so impressive was how Northview came out. That offense really played extremely well. We saw them play tight. We saw them play clean football, played assignment football. We saw everybody pull in the same direction. It didn't matter who had the ball, didn't matter who got the opportunity. It was just everybody trying to work together to win, and that depth and the versatility of the athletes really had a lot to do with them winning that game.
One stat that stands out to us tonight that I'll share with you was Northview had 220 yards rushing.
And when you have running backs like they've got, whether it's Atha, whether it's Gildersleeve, I have to take a look here. You've got you had all these guys who had come in. You've got multiple backs that have been effective, that have scored. You can take control of a game like that, and they're doing it at a fast pace and able to put up a lot of points doing it. I think the other stat that stands out to me is what we talked about before the game. No stat determines whether you win or lose more than that turnover ratio. And tonight Northview won that emphatically, and that's a big reason we saw the result we did tonight.
Northview played clean tonight. They were penalty-free for the most part as well. Quarterback had a solid night, about 100 yards. Total yards on the night for Northview was about 400 yards, and it felt like that kind of evening as well.
Well, and they put up that kind of yardage last week. It's just this week they didn't have the turnovers, and so they were able to run away with this win. On the side of West Greene, you had the turnovers, you had the issues. And even though they had an opportunity to fight back in it and showed a lot of fight, I think it was that interception in the end zone that really broke the game open.
It flipped the game completely. Yep. Well, that's a wrap-up tonight for your high school sports. This is our second game of the week. We want to thank all of our sponsors this evening that made this game possible. We want to thank you as well for tuning in. Tune in next week for we'll be in Alcoa next week, so do make your plans to be with us next week. I'm Ron Barber for your high school sports, and this is Brandon Martin who's been with me tonight. And once again, we want to thank you for being with us as we wrap up this Week 2 game by telling you your final score once again. Your Northview Academy Cougars 44 and West Greene Buffaloes 13. Everyone have a good night.